is up. I think it's like 6 something in the morning. I am in the studio and I was going to start painting the manifestation flower and, talk a little bit about that. However, I realized that this is something I haven't shared at all, what's happening here. But this skull, as you can see now in pieces, and more pieces here in the back, it was given to me by a friend in Columbus, Ohio, and I went to art school over there at Columbus College of Art and Design, CCAD. Awesome school. It was then. I don't know about it now, but anyway, he gave me 2 of them. One of them had like a raku finished on it and stuff. I don't know what happened with that one throughout the years. I mean, we're talking, 29 years ago or so. Well, maybe 28. Either way, you get the point. And the other day I was here, and then I had this thing with me forever, right? It was bigger. It was like bigger than a regular skull. I had it with me forever, all through houses and whatever. Anyway, so it broke. And then I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? No, what's the point? Do I really want to keep it? Does it, how many other skulls do I have? What am I going to do with this one? And then I thought about all the time and all the effort, that I put into carrying this around with me through innumerous moves of different states and houses and peoples and everything. And this thing's always been there for me or with me. So I decided to glue it back together, to reattach it. And it's been quite the process since it's shattered in so many pieces. However, the interesting part about it is that as it's being put back together, you can see that it's not perfect anymore. There's some big gaps. There's so many pieces that had to be like glued in so many different ways that they didn't fit perfect. So as one doesn't fit and adds on to another one doesn't fitting and adds on to something else doesn't fitting, well, you have something at the end that might not look like what you first intended, or even more importantly, what was first was. Because now, even though one side of it might be in agreement or the other side might be in attachment, it's still not fitting right. You can see big gaps, so there's no way that can be attached perfectly as it was originally. How much about that do I really care? The point of it is that, as we're working on these things that we are consider that they're broken, like parts of ourselves, that we consider them that they have been broken. So that's Halloween costume. Anyway, and then we look at it at the shattered pieces of it all, and then we go like, man, fuck, I really like that. Now it's all shattered. Now it's all broken. What am I going to do about it? Do I find a box and put everything back in and eventually glue it back together? Does that show up in your life in different places? Maybe something that breaks or something you didn't finish or something you just say, I'll finish later, I'll do it tomorrow, or put it in a box, I'll deal with it later. Is that your emotions? Is that your dreams? Is that your dissatisfaction with your partner? I don't know. The point of it is that once it breaks, the choice of what you do next is yours, right? These pieces have no choice on the matter. I do. Do I want to? Does it matter to me to reassemble and put this back together? Even though I know it will never be what it was before. However, can I look at this place that, like the Japanese look at, the way that they repair dishes and things with gold? So all the cracks now are all filled in with gold and stuff. So now the piece is like embellished, because it was once broken. So what's your choice? Sometimes it is not worth putting it back together. I get it. Sometimes you just get that box, throw it in a recycle bin and say, oh, fuck it, good riddance. However, other times, like this time, it really mattered to me to reassemble this. and I've been working on it for about a week now. And since this is like a really porous plaster material and has like 30 years or 28 years of layers of stuff on top of it, like paints and wax and everything else, it's the surface is really impossible to tape it together, to attach it together, to glue it. So what I had to do is just kind of like balance, like rock balances, those rock sculptures that you put on top and they're all balanced. Put a lot of Gorilla Glue plug over here. Been using this thing about almost halfway through it. And then assemble, balance, keep it together for the time. Don't touch it, let it repair, let it harden, let it do its thing. And then I can go on and put another piece. Now, as you're repairing your life, what's the drying time of these things being put together? We know the chemistry of the drying time is because there's a reaction with the glue and the air that causes a hardening process to happen and a bond between all surfaces attached, correct? Now, how can we transfer that same science or those same steps into our relationships, or into the parts of our life that we are mending, we are gluing back together, parts of ourself that we are gluing back together. So during that drying time, what I've learned, the most important thing is that you gotta leave it alone. You have to, if it's taped, tape it, leave it alone, let it dry, let all that thing harden, so then you can build on top of it and you can put another piece on top of it and then keep constructing this structure that once was beautiful and now was broken, and then you putting it back together. Because it matters to you. This time, it matters to you. This time, it matters to me to do it. And you know what? I'm super looking forward to seeing how this thing's gonna look like once it's all reattached with a few dozen or so pieces remaining. Because it's going to look different, and it's going to look crooked. It's going to look weird. It's going to look off. I mean, even if I just do this, look at this gap right there. The whole thing doesn't fit at all. It's going to be, look at the eye socket, or the nose bridge right there. You see, however, this part is attached. So, which side of these two structures will offer me the strongest bond? By me analyzing this, I can know how to get you a more successful end of my repair. So for you, which side of these broken pieces of yours are the easiest ones to put it back together first? Is it by a little self-care? Is it by some motivation? Is it by maybe setting some boundaries? Maybe the boundaries you need to be set first of all is with yourself, of allowing the stuff and the shit that you let people do to you. Or maybe you allow them to do it to yourself. Anyway, short and sweet, my friends. I just sharing my thought process as I reassemble this skull back together. Skulls have a powerful symbolism. To me, they symbolize lives and past lives. And this dome of bone that at one point in your life held everything that was precious. Didn't matter like what your body was like, what color your skin, or anything else. Your eyes saw, your nose smelled, your mouth tasted, your brain dreamt. All of it got processed in here. So to me, definitely worth putting it back together. Is it a symbolism of putting your life back together? Maybe your past life back together? Maybe healing some wounds? It's gonna look different, but oh, how exciting. Because what it was before didn't work, right? So, thank you for the time, friends. I'll be back in a little bit. I'll be talking about the manifestation flowers. So I'll start over so it doesn't drag on and becomes like a super long process to watch. Anyway, put back together. The pieces will never match. However, the end result will be something unexpected. If you just join in, remember, go to zontopia.com, sign up for the mailing list. That would be awesome. I'm mailing everybody, letting everybody know.